Watch the ball. Watch what it does. It leaves the boot clean, travels straight, and then something happens. It drops, shifts, bends the wrong way. Late, too late for anyone to do anything about it. The goalkeeper dives, but he's diving at where the ball should be, not where it is. And the look on his face, not frustration, not defeat. Confusion, pure, unfiltered confusion, like he'd just been lied to. This is the 2010 FIFA World Cup, the biggest sporting event on the planet. 32 nations, 64 matches, billions of people watching. And something was wrong. Not with the players, not with the pitches, not with the referees, with the ball. Its name was the Jabulani. And in the summer of 2010, it became the most hated object in football. South Africa, June 2010. The tournament begins with all the ceremony and noise you'd expect. Vuvuzelas, color, history, the first World Cup ever held on African soil. Months before the opening match, Adidas had revealed their creation. Sleek, aerodynamic, 11 panels fused into 8. A ball designed, they said, to be perfectly round. More round than any football ever made. The marketing was immaculate. The reality was something else entirely. The problems start almost immediately. Not in matches, in training. Players can't hold a first touch. Set pieces are flying into the stands. Strikers are sending long balls a full 5 meters off target and standing there, hands on hips, staring at the ground, looking for an explanation that doesn't come. Then the tournament begins, and within days, the world starts to notice. Goalkeepers are diving at shadows. Shots from 30 yards are dipping, swerving, disappearing in the final frame before they cross the line. Goals that shouldn't happen. Saves that should be simple aren't. And in stadium after stadium, the crowd is making a sound that doesn't quite fit a World Cup. Uncertainty. Like 80,000 people collectively asking, did that just happen? Gianluigi Buffon, one of the greatest goalkeepers who ever lived, calls the Jabulani a vulgarity. That is not a mild complaint. That is a man with 150 international caps telling the world he cannot do his job properly. Casillas says it's unpredictable, that it moves in ways that feel random. Robert Green, England's goalkeeper, watches a shot from outside the box squirm through his hands in the 4th minute against the United States. He didn't fumble it. It moved on him at the last possible moment. His World Cup is effectively over. These aren't bad goalkeepers. These are the best in the world, and the ball is making them look lost. The players aren't silent either. Cristiano Ronaldo, never a man who holds back, comes out publicly. He says the ball is terrible. He says it's impossible to predict. He says, and this is the part that matters, that nobody can control it properly. And he's right. Because it's not just him. It's everywhere. Franck Ribéry, Carlos Tevez, Maicon, Drogba, Lampard. Across press conferences, in training sessions, through translators and interpreters, the message is the same. Something is wrong with this ball. Adidas respond quickly. They are calm, measured, professional. They say the ball has been tested exhaustively, that it has been approved by FIFA, that it has undergone more aerodynamic testing than any football in history. But the players are on the pitch, and Adidas are in offices. And there is a difference between what a ball does in a laboratory and what it does at 80 kilometers per hour in a World Cup knockout match. So what was actually happening? Here's where it gets strange. A standard football has 32 panels, hexagons and pentagons sewn together, creating seams, tiny ridges that interact with the air as the ball moves. Those seams create turbulence, predictable, consistent turbulence. The Jabulani had 8 panels, thermally bonded, almost seamless, and that smoothness was the problem. A ball with fewer seams interacts with air differently. At certain speeds, in certain conditions, it enters something called a knuckleball effect. The air around it doesn't know which way to go. It separates and reattaches unpredictably along the ball's surface. And the ball moves, not because of spin, not because of curl, but because of nothing, no input, no intention, no explanation. It just changes direction late, in the moments when it matters most. Researchers at NASA ran the Jabulani through wind tunnel tests. NASA, a space agency, studying a football, because nobody else had the equipment to explain what was happening. Their findings were unambiguous. At speeds between 46 and 54 miles per hour, the exact range of a hard-struck long-range shot, the Jabulani entered an aerodynamic no-man's land. The drag force became wildly unstable. The ball's trajectory shifted in ways that were effectively impossible to predict. Not difficult, impossible. Let that settle for a moment. The best goalkeepers in the world weren't beaten by great football. They were beaten by physics that nobody, not even the people who made the ball, fully understood. Go back now and watch the tournament through that lens. Every long-range shot that dips impossibly, every free kick that seems to accelerate and then stall, every goalkeeper who gets down early and watches the ball arrive somewhere else entirely. Those moments look different now. They're not errors. They're not bad luck. They're the collision between elite sport and an object that was never fully tamed. And the damage was real. Goalkeepers whose reputations took years to recover. Matches decided by goals that had no business going in. Tactical systems built on the premise that professional footballers can predict where a ball will travel. Systems that fell apart. The tournament statistics are quietly extraordinary. Goals from outside the box spiked. Set-piece accuracy fell. Shots on target from distance were converted at rates nobody had seen before. Numbers that tell a story on their own. A story about a ball that refused to behave. Quietly, very quietly, Adidas made adjustments. By the time the final was played, the ball that players were using was subtly different from the one that had opened the tournament. There was no announcement, no press release, just a slightly altered surface texture, a small acknowledgement, said in silence, that something had gone wrong. Spain beat the Netherlands 1-0. Iniesta's goal, extra time, a moment of genuine brilliance. But the conversation, in press rooms and training grounds and football forums across the world, was about the ball. Not the players, not the football, the ball. After 2010, the football world changed how it tested equipment. The Brazuca in 2014, the Telstar 18, the Alrila. Every World Cup ball since the Jabulani has been tested with a precision that borders on obsessive. Real-world trials, extended player testing, aerodynamic simulations far beyond what Adidas ran in 2009. The Jabulani's legacy isn't a goal or a save or a moment. It's a protocol, a checklist that begins with make sure the ball does what we think it does, which, before 2010, nobody thought to ask. One ball, one tournament, 32 nations preparing their whole careers for the biggest stage in sport. And underneath all of it, an object that moved in ways nobody had approved, nobody had anticipated, nobody could fully explain. The Jabulani didn't set out to break anything. It was just a ball. But in football, a ball is everything, and in the summer of 2010, the everything didn't work.